afternoon and welcome to the news on Zodiac with me, Happy Mzembe. The headlines. High expectations from various sectors as Finance Minister is today expected to unveil the 2025-2026 fiscal plan. Government fails to fund the Rehabilitation Center, a facility that cares for street-connected children. Today marks 200 days to polling day as countdown to September 16 elections continues. In other news, several people injured as gunfire and explosions ripped through a rally held by rebel leaders in DRC. Now the news in detail. Economic experts are projecting that the Minister of Finance has a tough task ahead, with high expectation from different sectors on the 2025-2026 fiscal plan, which he is expected to present in Parliament today. The financial plan comes at a critical time when Malawi is going through economic challenges, including fears of hyperinflation. University of Malawi economics lecturer Dr. Nkhani says many people expect the budget to address forex shortages and clear measures on the management of the economy to spur development. Andrew Viano filed this report.
As Finance Minister Simplex Chichola Banda presents the 2025 national budget today in Lilongwe, stakeholders want a budget that balances borrowing and expenditure needs and provides tax reliefs to ease the rising cost of living. For example, Center for Social Concern Programs Officer Agnes Nyirongo expects that the national budget will address the rising cost of living and doing business due to forex scarcity.
The government can adopt the system of progressive taxation, like taxing more, like much on the higher tax earners. That can help. Some of the examples that we are paying more tax for essential goods, we are talking about like maize and sugar. These are the things that are supposed to be bought at a lower price in order for the low-income earners also to benefit.
National Advocacy Platform Chairperson Benedicto Kondowe is eager to see how the budget will ease the growing public debt, currently at 18 trillion kwacha.
I think it is a known fact that this will be another deficit budget, because surely we cannot expect Malawi Revenue Authority to collect to the threshold that is needed, because already the preceding budgets have been a deficit, which gives room to more borrowing. And more borrowing implies more debt accrual. So you'd get the sense that that will be the status quo, as the Honorable Minister of Finance be making a budget statement 2 o'clock.
Minister of Finance spokesperson Williams Banda says Malawians should expect a budget that answers the needs of the masses.
The budget is a citizen budget in the sense that you may recall that he had nationwide budget consultations. So the views that were expressed by all the stakeholders.
The end mark of the current 2024-2025 national budget, pegged at 6.04 trillion kwacha, is March 31, 2025.
Area economic think tank Economics Association of Malawi (ECAMA) says there is still hope to redeem Malawi's economy, as it has yet to reach a hyperinflation situation forecast by the IMF last year. ECAMA President Dr. Betha Bangara-Chikadza says according to the statistics, last December the inflation rate was at 28.5% and 28.1% this January, which is not exceeding 50% monthly at 500% annually. She was reacting to fears by some quarters that Malawi is in a hyperinflation state owing to the uncontrollable rising prices of goods in the country. From Toro, Luca Beston has filed this report.
ECAMA President Betha Chikadza Bangara says what Malawi is experiencing is just a high inflation influenced by the rising food inflation, currently at 36%, and not hyperinflation, as some quarters are perceiving the situation. Chikadza has since called on government to leverage on the temporary relief after the harvest season, as food inflation is likely to drop.
If you look at this technically, we can say that Malawi is not in a period of hyperinflation, because in economics, when we're talking about hyperinflation, it's only when there is an excessive and rapid increase in inflation, and that inflation should actually be exceeding 50% per month, but also about 500% annually. So what Malawi is experiencing currently is just high inflation, and this is because we have a rise in food inflation, but not hyperinflation.
An independent economist, Grinson Nyirenda, has tipped government to immediately tame food inflation and ensure forex availability to control the situation that has hit the country.
Whenever we have a bad year in terms of our agricultural production, as it was last year, we had dry spell last agriculture season. That's why we have seen a rising cost of food, etc. All this. That also contributes much to our inflation. Second thing is the issue to do with forex unavailability, like shortages. As a country which imports a lot, it means any disturbance in terms of the exchange rate. We know exchange has been maintained at 1,700 something. But you know what is actually happening? What is thriving is the black market now. And these prices are being caught depending on black market rates.
On Wednesday, President Lazarus Chakwera gave a directive to Trade Minister Vitumbigo Mumba to gazette a price cap on essential goods.
Zodiac has verified that the government did not disburse the 21 million kwacha allocated to the Lilongwe Habitation Center, a facility that cares for street-connected children in the ending budget. The allocation was initially at 44 million kwacha, but was revised down to 21 million kwacha in the midterm revised budget. This has raised concerns within the Parliamentary Committee on Social and Economic Welfare, which showed its anger during an engagement with St. John of God last evening. There has been renewed clashes between the police and vendors in Blantyre, this time in Ndale Township. Police in the city have fired tear gas to disperse a group of Ndale residents who were said to be on their way to submit a letter of intent to the DC's office. The people were blocked at the Chiseo to HHI intersection, and most of the protesters, mostly young people, took refuge in private homes but are still chanting slogans to continue. The group is said to be part of Ndale market vendors who want the authorities to take action against the rising prices of goods they sell and food. The Department of Fisheries has challenged catchment management and beach village committees to ensure strict enforcement of the formulated bylaws in order to prevent siltation of rivers and protection of fish breeding grounds. Speaking after appreciating catchment management initiatives and fishing landing sites in Karonga, Senior Deputy Director of Fisheries Jacqueline Kazembe said subsidiary laws are key in promoting sustainable fisheries management. In Karonga, anyone found cutting a tree along riverbanks is asked to plant 100 trees, while those found fishing in sanctuaries are required to pay a 50,000 kwacha fine. A total of 14,175 students have been selected to various public universities and colleges from the 2024 Malawi School Certificate of Education examinations, representing a 27% increase. This was announced today at a joint press briefing organized by the Ministry of Education and National Council for Higher Education in Lilongwe. Minister of Higher Education Jessica Bwira said the figure means that 58% of the eligible candidates, which were over 24,500, have been selected. George Kalungwe reports.
The students have been selected to 6 public universities, which are the University of Malawi, Mubas, Mast, Luana, Nzuzu University and Kuhes. Others have been selected to public colleges of education of Domasi and Nalikule. Dr. Kabwira said there has been an increase of 18% from 13% last year in the number of students selected to public universities from community-day secondary schools.
We are stopping the stigma of CDSs versus secondary schools is for the processes of access to be harmonized. This is why we really want the higher education bill to go to Parliament, because in it we are going to see that even those who want to do diplomas are going to be funded, and not only that, these institutions of conventional versus CDSs will actually be doing everything together.
Professor Eston Sambo, chairperson of the National Council for Higher Education, said the introduction of a harmonized system for all the public universities and colleges has helped to reduce multiple selection of students.
The duplication that was there was a waste of resources, and also it was very frustrating, especially if you found someone being selected to more than one universities, while others had not even one. So one had to select in those days, And that was a waste of resources, and also it was a waste of, it was a missed opportunity for others.
In the current selection, 95 students have special needs. Meanwhile, all those with queries have been given up to 31 May this year to lodge complaints with Nche. George Kalungwe, Zodiac, Lilongwe.
Watching the news on Zodiac, and this afternoon you are with me, Happy Mzembe. We'll be back after this break.
We asked the children, how many of you brushed this morning? And this little boy, his hand didn't go up. And I said, well, why didn't you brush this morning? He said, my brother was using the toothbrush. If I'd waited for him, I would have been late for school. I'm sorry, I get a bit emotional when it comes to that. To be able to change a child's life, to be able to bring back that confidence about their smile, for me, is phenomenal.
As Malawi grows, so does its need for better and expanded infrastructure. For Malawi's government and people, the European Union is a true partner, bringing the Malawi of tomorrow through building infrastructure today. EU infrastructure partnerships include the building and upgrading of secondary schools, the widening and rehabilitating of sections of the M1 road and the Songwe Bridge, the Bwanje Dam and associated irrigation schemes with a new phase in planning, the Malawi-Mozambique interconnector allowing Malawi to start trading power with the region, and the Eastern Backbone transmission line giving citizens and businesses stable access to energy. Improved infrastructure is vital for the creation of an enabling business environment across sectors, from farmers requiring access to water and irrigation to industries requiring more sustainable energy sources.
To the European Union and the Malawian government, working along the road, it has been an inspiration to learn and gain this experience for technical advancement and career growth.
They say prevention is better than cure. Protect your family from viruses and other bacteria-related illnesses by embracing our Malawi-made natural long-lasting sanitizing range, Very Safe. Iyi ndetu inu musanaje kunyumba kwanu ngakhale koyenda gulitsani ntchito hand sanitizer wa Very Safe. Very Safe is your ultimate shield with its powerful PMD active ingredient. It doesn't just kill germs instantly, it keeps them at bay for lasting protection that's safe for kids and kind to skin. From the warm heart of Africa, stay protected with Very Safe.
Mphoto zosiyana-siyana zikuvumba ngati mvula. Imbani *474# kuti mukhale nawo mgulu la ochita mphumi. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu tsiku lililonse kuli kuvumba ma smartphone atatu pa tsiku 60 mwezi uliwonse. Njinga zakapalasa ziwiri pa tsiku 40 mwezi uliwonse. Njinga ya moto imodzi pa sabata 4 mwezi uliwonse. Flat TV screen imodzi pa sabata 4 mwezi uliwonse. 1 million kwacha cash pa sabata until 4 mwezi uliwonse. Komanso Mazda Demio new face ya new adiwawa imodzi mwezi uliwonse. Imbani *474# yesani kulowa kwambiri kuti mwayi wanu uchuluke ndi win big.
Welcome back. As we proceed, let's take another look at the headlines. High expectations from various sectors as Finance Minister is today expected to unveil the 2025-2026 fiscal plan. Government fails to fund Lilongwe Rehabilitation Center, a facility that cares for street-connected children. Today marks 200 days to polling day as countdown to September 16 elections continues. In other news, several people injured as gunfire and explosions ripped through a rally held by rebel leaders in DRC. As the countdown to the September 16 elections shrinks, today marks 200 days to polling day. In the 7th general since the return of democracy, eligible voters will elect president, MPs and ward councillors. Our reporter Dixon Gondwe has more.
Malawi Electoral Commission spokesperson Sangwani Mwafulirwa says the commission is committed to delivering a free, fair and inclusive election. Mwafulirwa is confident that all electoral stakeholders will adhere to the Electoral Code of Conduct and engage in issue-based campaigns that foster national unity and democratic participation.
So far we have also implemented voter registration, and at the moment we are doing voter transfers. We have taken bold strides, and where we are coming is far, but where we are going we can say it's much near to us. So though it looks like it's 100 days, but we got a packed diary for us to that extent that we have to go into voter inspection immediately after the exercise we are having now, voter transfer. We are anticipating that we are going to do voter inspection in March and April.
Oxfam Malawi Country Director Lingalileni Mihowa, being an electoral stakeholder, they are impressed with how women expressed interest in contesting in the September elections.
We've also done direct support to the aspirants through the various interventions on role modeling and mentorship, and also we have been able to link them up with some networks that can support them in terms of understanding the new laws that have been done related to the elections, understanding issues of civic and voter education that we've been able to do with the public trust of NICE, but also we've been able to deal with one of the issues that affects such groups, and that is to do with violence against women.
With only 200 days remaining to the polling day, political parties in the country are already on a campaign trail searching for votes from electorates. For Zodiac in Lilongwe, this is Dixon Chivwati Gondwe.
The High Court Judge Justice Dr. Jifundo Kashale has today sentenced the 6 police officers who were convicted for the murder of Blair Lule, a suspect in police custody. Handing the judgments in Lilongwe, Justice Kashale, among others, said the first convict, Paul Shipole, will serve a 20-year jail term, while the second convict, Iklam Malata, will serve an 18-year jail term for the charge of murder. Lead defense lawyer Lugamo Mutwa thanked the court for hearing their prayers in mitigation, but the state prosecutor Zikonda Malunda said although they are sad with the conduct of the law enforcers in committing the murder, they are also happy with the sentences.
Well, today it was a sentence. One thing that you should know is that the offense of murder is a very serious offense, and it attracts death. What has happened is that the court has opted for custodial. The first, 4th, 5th, 6th, I think it should be 15 years imprisonment without labor.
And in a separate interview, State Prosecutor Zikonda Malunda said they are satisfied with the outcome.
Mixed emotions because we have closed this case. Sentence has been given. We should be happy. But we are also sad. I mean, when you look at the circumstances of this case, these are law enforcement officers that we worked with. They helped with so many cases. So it somehow brings mixed emotions. Satisfied that justice has been done for Blair Lule, but also sad at the same time as to the circumstances and the personnel involved in this case.
A renowned project finance specialist and entrepreneur has suggested the need for Malawi to introduce financial literacy lessons in schools, which would enable individuals effectively manage personal finances. Audrey Mwala, who is also founder of Sikamo Consult Limited, said this in Blantyre last evening during the launch of her book, Personal Finance Management, which is encouraging mindset change on personal finance management. Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of Malawi, William Matambo, has described the book as a great milestone towards the realization of the Malawi 2063 blueprint. Kasimaubi reports.
Business expert and managing director of a consulting firm, Sikamo Consult Limited, Audrey Mwala, says learners starting from primary schools need to be imparted with knowledge on effective management of personal finances. She said many people in Malawi are failing to grow their businesses or prepare for a good retirement due to lack of knowledge on personal finance management hence the launching of the book.
Schools don't teach us about money. That's why a lot of us struggle with how to handle money. We know how to earn it, but we don't know how to manage it. And as a result, we find ourselves struggling all the time. So this book is a mindset change book that's meant to bring a revolution to Malawi, where we should all aim to create wealth.
Reserve Bank of Malawi Deputy Governor William Matambo commended Mwala for the book, which he said has come at the right time when the central bank is also implementing a number of initiatives to encourage financial literacy.
From the central banking point of view, we are always trying to educate or create awareness in terms of financial management. But with this book, I think she has done us a great favor, and that's why we are very happy to be associated with the work she did. Different
groups of people, including business tycoons Napoleon Zombe and Jimmy Korea Mpata, the highest bidder, bought the 350-page book at 3 million kwacha. For Zodiac in Blantyre, this is Kasim Aubi reporting.
In other news, gunfire and explosions have ripped through a rally held by rebel leaders in a city they recently captured in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Videos show chaotic scenes with bodies on the streets after the crowd fled the rally in Bukavu, the second biggest city in the east, in panic. Casualty figures are unclear, but AFP news agency has quoted a hospital source as saying that at least 11 people have been killed and 60 others are wounded. This was the first rally that the Rwanda-backed rebels were holding in Bukavu since taking the city from government forces earlier this month following a rapid advance through the region. The rebels accused the President Felix Tshisekedi's government of orchestrating the attack. And that's all we had time for in this edition of the news, but before we leave you, the headlines again. High expectations from various sectors as Finance Minister is today expected to unveil the 2025-2026 fiscal plan. Government fails to fund the Longwe Rehabilitation Center, a facility that cares for street-connected children. Today marks 200 days to polling day as countdown to September 16 elections continues. And in other news, several people injured as gunfire and explosions ripped through a rally held by rebel leaders in DRC. You can visit zodiacmalawi.com for more news. My name is Happy Mzembe. Good afternoon.